Hello everyone and welcome to the Week 24 edition of Instant Replay, where I give you my take on the most controversial plays of the weekend. I'm Simon Borg. We start in Orlando for the lone instance of video review in Week 24, and it came in the 76th minute. And check out the fans cheering for the video review signal. The referee Juan Guzman called the foul on the field, but after going over to the sidelines and watching the replays, he opts for the straight red card to Crew SC's Harrison a Fool for the elbow to the head. And it's hard to argue with that one. To CenturyLink Field for another rough challenge, and that's Minnesota's Michael Boxall going over the ball and lunging into Seattle's Clint Dempsey. But I thought referee Ismail Elfath made the right call in awarding a yellow caution card for reckless play. Boxall's right foot, the one that went over the ball, lands on the grass in front of Dempsey, and then he rolls into the Sounders star on the follow-through. That was reckless and well handled by the referee. And then I thought Elfath showed a lot of personality to call a Seattle penalty kick with less than 25 seconds left in a match tied at 1-1. And forget the clock for a moment, this also was not the easiest of handballs to spot given the crowd of players in the area and the velocity on the shot. But Elfath mimics the exact position of Jermaine Taylor's outstretched arms. And that's why, for my money, that was the best decision of the week. And Dempsey converts to give the Sounders the last gasp win. There was another late penalty at Avaya Stadium where the hometown San Jose Earthquakes escaped with a home draw, but they needed a penalty in the final minute of stoppage time to pull it off. Philadelphia Union defender Joshua Yaro mistimes his intervention and takes down San Jose's Shea Salinas. And there's absolutely no doubt about that call by referee Ted Uncle. And that's San Jose legend Chris Wondolowski converting the equalizer. Now, Uncle also had a big decision to make in the first half. In the 34th minute, Earthquakes midfielder Anibal Godoy tackles Philly's Roland Alberg like this. Uncle opts to show the yellow card, although I thought it was worthy of a red for serious foul play, endangering the safety. But that one is a judgment call by the ref, and it's not a clear and obvious error for the VAR to recommend a video review for a red card. Next up, Montreal, where there was a discussion surrounding the first of two goals scored by Montreal's Ignacio Piatti. And the question revolved around whether there was a handball in the opposite box prior to the goal, which could have potentially negated that goal on video review. But ultimately, video review was not necessary because referee Chris Penso got it right on the field. Impact midfielder Louis Belan-Goyet knows nothing about this ball striking his arm. His back was turned to it, no handball. Piatti thought he had a hat-trick in the 56th minute, but this goal was taken off the board after the referee Penso had a chance to speak with his assistant, Oscar Michel Carvalho, who didn't raise his flag in the first instance, but when play stopped, he made sure to talk it over with the head referee, and the offside decision was eventually signaled. And it's the right call, as you can tell from the freeze frame here. Real Salt Lake lost the match 3-1, but they were hoping for a penalty kick in the 76th minute when RSL's Jefferson Savarino hits the deck in the Montreal box. But if there is contact from Impact left back Sean Francis, which I'm not sure there even was, it definitely occurs outside the box. Either way, Penso says play on. And before we leave Stade Saputo, we saw the rare case of two yellow cards shown for simulation, both to Real Salt Lake. First, it was Brooks Lennon who was cautioned, and I think this was a great call, because although there may have been slight contact, Lennon appears to take the extra step and then lets himself go. Then Penso was equally confident in his simulation decision in minute 78. And as you can tell from the replay, Luis Silva drags the leg, then lets himself go too. No simulating necessary by Vancouver attacker Jordi Reyna, who was clearly clipped by Houston's Oscar Boniek Garcia, and that's a straightforward penalty call for referee Drew Fisher. Freddie Montero is the beneficiary and hits double digits in goals thanks to this spot kick. The speedy Reyna would prove a handful for the Dynamo, especially for Houston midfielder Juan David Cabezas, who stopped what in my estimation were promising attacks by Reyna on three separate occasions. First, in the 54th minute, then the 58th minute, and then in the 83rd minute. And Cabezas escaped with just one yellow card shown for that last instance. To Colorado, where the Rapids were down 1-0 and they were hoping for a penalty kick for this alleged handball by DC's Chris Korb. And this is a tough one because the ball definitely comes off his arm. But I'd argue the arm was out there because of how Korb was tangled up with Rapids forward Kevin Doyle. I'm not sure there's anything that Korb could have done in that spot. For that reason, I agree with the no call from referee Alex Chilowitz. And in fact, it wasn't even signaled as a clear and obvious error by the VAR. The Rapids lost the match 1-0, but they thought they had equalized in stoppage time. And this is a great decision by the officials. Rapids forward Alan Gordon is in fact offside on the shot by his teammate. And DC survive and leave Dick's Sporting Goods Park with all 3 points. Nothing to highlight from the Sporting Kansas City FC Dallas match, but it was slightly busier in Portland for referee Alan Chapman and his crew, with one member even earning a hug from New York Red Bulls head coach Jesse Marsh. The big call in this one came in the 80th minute when Chapman showed the red card to Portland's Laris Mabiala for denial of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity when he takes down Gonzalo Veron, who was heading in on goal. And this is a great decision by Chapman, who also correctly spots the ball outside the box. The final stages of this match were high on tension as New York chased the equalizer, and we saw a flashpoint with 5 minutes remaining when Sasha Kljestan pushes Alvis Powell into the field boards, earning the New York playmaker a yellow card, though some wanted a red. I also thought the push was caution-worthy and did not have the force behind it to warrant a sending off. The Timbers won the match 2-0, and some Red Bulls fans were wondering why a foul wasn't called on Portland's Diego Chara after Kamar Lawrence tumbled to the ground in the lead-up to the opening goal. I, for one, thought that was a fair challenge by Chara, and so did assistant referee Cameron Blanchard, who was right there. Moving to Toyota Park for the big win by Toronto FC against the Fire, and the opening goal by Toronto had many shouting offside, but that's only because they missed Bastian Schweinsteiger down at the bottom of the frame. A real interesting play a few minutes after the break when Chicago's Christian Dean cleans out Toronto's Victor Vasquez in the box well after the shot is taken. But referee Jair Marufo doesn't call a foul, and the VAR does not flag it as a clear and obvious error. But that looked like a foul to me, and that's what the Toronto players were arguing. Another penalty shot with Toronto up 2-1. Toronto Sebastian Jovinko flashes a bit of a glare after he does not get the penalty call on this play. And although we only get one look at it, I think no penalty appeared to be the right call based on that angle. Then we end at Yankee Stadium, where NYCFC wanted a penalty kick in the 24th minute with the match still scoreless. New England's Teal Bunbury looks to me like he pulls back on New York's Maxi Morales in the box. But referee Mark Geiger doesn't go to his whistle on that one, and the VAR does not signal a clear and obvious error. No penalty called. And Geiger also ruled no penalty in the 79th minute when David Villa goes down in the box, and this is a great no call because this tackle by Gershon Kofi in the box is definitely a fair one. There were only 4 cards shown in this one by referee Mark Geiger, all yellow, and the first one came in minute 53 to New England's Benjamin Angua for unsporting behavior when he absolutely loses it after he's called for this foul. And from the replay, it looks like a foul to me, but Angua pleads his case and he puts his hand on the ref to do it, but you can't do that. And Geiger makes that much clear. Just look at those eyes. And he ultimately cautions Angua and helps him calm down. And when you're nice and calm, please make it a point to tell us what you think of these plays in the comments. That's all we have for now. Until next week, for our editor Rich Hernandez, I'm Simon Borg. See you next time!